Hello Internet, welcome to something new. I've been in the mood for space games lately and I thought we would check out Endless Sky. This is a free-to-play game that's available on Steam and it's truly free. It's not one of those that is, microtransactions and all that. This is an open source game. You'll see here's a link to the GitHub. Now I'm not sure if recording this, if it's going to have any issues because I haven't been able to record any of it, but we're going to be jumping into it. A little weird as well. The text looks a bit strange. I'm not sure why. Zoom fact. We're not gonna mess with that. So let's create a new pilot. Oh, yeah, this text looks funny. I don't really understand why. I think I do have it in full screen mode. Let me try toggling out of that. That did fix the text for me. Did it affect my recording? Yeah, it looks like there's some black space at the bottom and top and edges. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're just going to roll with this because it's at least readable now for me. Hopefully it looks okay. And if it turns out terrible, I just won't put it up on the channel. So, we've created a new pilot. The bank's architecture is what you would have called futuristic back when you dreamed that the future would be less squalid than the present. Story above story of curves and spires and balconies, all in gleaming metal. A doorman stands by each of the heavy glass doors. You are wearing your very best clothes, but you feel shabby next to them. The lone banker's office is equally intimidating. Large computer monitors fill the walls, with stock quotes and other information spilling down them almost too fast to read. You occasionally glimpse the names of places that you have only seen in movies. Aldebaran, Terrazed, Earth. You've never heard of Earth outside of movies? The pen is heavy as lead, but glides almost without friction as you print your initials on the bottom of page after page of ominous legal documents and sign several dozen statements, notices, and agreements. The banker, a balding middle-aged man in a suit that you suspect costs more than the starship you're about to purchase, flips the pages past you quickly, uttering a curt, "Sign here, now here," as he points to each page. He moves swiftly, mechanically. The only moment when he becomes truly animated is when explaining the truth in lending statement to you. You are borrowing 480,000 credits, he says, to be repaid over the course of 1 year. Your daily interest rate is 0.4%, which means that your daily payments are 2,503 credits, and by the end of the year you will have paid, 434,000 credits in interest. Sign here. He grins. You sign your name one final time. Murder Unicorn. Okay. The elevator is so well tuned that you do not even realize it is moving until it has deposited you back in the lobby. But as you leave the bank, you are smiling. The crazy adventure suddenly feels real to you. You're going to do it. You're finally going to get off this planet. Compared to the bank, you feel much more at home in the shipyard, walking among the rusted out hulks and newer ships that gleam in the sunlight. You smell grease and dirt and rocket fuel. Wonderful smells. There are 3 ship models within your price range. Which one you choose will determine your future. Okay. So shuttle or light or a star. Oh, and down here. Okay. So shuttle, which is a transport ship, a freighter, which is a star barge, which is a freighter, or a sparrow, which is an interceptor. So, never really talked about what this game is. Basically, in this game, you play a captain of a ship. Your job is to, there's a couple different ways to play the game. We can go militaristic, maybe be a pirate, maybe just fight pirates. It depends on what side we take up. We can transport people from planet to planet. We can transport cargo from planet to planet. And honestly, that interests me more than fighting pirates and things. So I think we're going to go with either the shuttle or the star barge. So let's take a look at them. I'm not going to read all of this. Ship models. Cheapest ship you can buy, which is capable of hyperspace transport. Not designed for combat. Typically unarmed. Okay. So it's the cheapest ship. 349,000. We have 480,000 credits. We do have shields. Required crew bunks. How many crew members are allowed to operate required to operate the ship? How many total bunks? So 1 crew member to operate, which would be us, I assume, and then 6 bunks. So 5 spaces for passengers, I guess. And I'm looking for cargo is the other thing I'm interested in. I don't see cargo space, 20. Okay. So 5 bunks, 20 cargo. Show me the other ship. Cluster of cargo containers with an engine at one end and a cockpit at the other. Slow and ugly. Steady income. Hard to find passengers. Often carry valuable cargo. They are a common target for pirates. So only 2 bunks in this one, but 50 cargo space. So we could carry much more cargo. I think I'd rather go cargo than people, frankly. So we'll go with the barge. It says it's slow. How do I know how slow? Max speed 171. Max speed 400. Yeah, I think I'd rather have the faster ship. The fastest this ship can travel when using ordinary thrusters as opposed to an afterburner. So we'll take the shuttle, I think. How do I... Oh, buy. Enter a name for your brand new shuttle. What's the name of Zap Brannigan's ship? I think his horse was named Felicity. What's his ship? The Nimbus. No, just Nimbus. No, the Nimbus. Let's go the Nimbus. Yes. Which is acceptable name. What do I... Leave? Leave. With some trepidation, you give the shipyard owner your money and take your new ship out for a test drive, piloting it out of the shipyard and onto a spare landing pad by the spaceport. Sorry, my brain. Reading is hard for me. Then you get out and look the ship over a bit more closely. You're busy polishing out a few rust spots with a piece of steel wool when an old man in grease-stained coveralls walks up. Nothing quite like buying your first starship, he says. Yeah, I'm still in shock over how much money I spent. I don't plan to get too attached. I'll be flying something better soon. Beat it, old-timer. I've got more important things to do than chat with you. Yeah, I'm a little in shock by how much I spent. He grins. I know the feeling. It's a crime how much interest the banks charge a first-timer. It's been that way ever since I started out. Oh, you're a captain, you ask? I ask? I don't like that it's you. I was, he says, sold off my fleet a few days ago, and I already miss it. But it was time for me to retire. His voice trails off, then his face lights up. Say, any chance I could hitch a ride with you, maybe show you the ropes, give you some pointers? I could pay you, of course. You're going to pay me to help me? That's interesting. So this is probably the tutorial. Sure, where are you trying to get to, or I'd rather figure it out on my own. Yeah, where are you going? Well, he says, I've got a spot reserved in a retirement home, but I don't mind taking a roundabout way to get there. For starters, how about you give me a lift to New Greenland? It's just one jump away from here. I can mark it on your map. Sounds great. Great, he says. My name is James, by the way. MurderUnicorn, you say. I'm looking forward to traveling with you, Captain Unicorn. Maybe should have given myself a real name instead of, that, says James. As you're helping him wheel his luggage aboard and showing him his bunk, he says, hey, before we take off, you might want to head over to the trading center and stock up on medical goods. We can sell those for a good profit on New Greenland. Or take a look at the outfitting if you like, but they don't sell much here compared to the big manufacturing worlds. Okay, what's an outfitter? You can buy new equipment for your ship. Ship has a limited amount of outfit space. Most outfits use up some of that space. Other requirements as well. For example, only some of your outfit weapon space can be used for engines or weapons. This is your ship's engine capacity or weapon capacity. Okay. Guns and missile launchers also require a free gun port. Turrets require a free turret mount. Missiles can only be bought if you have the right launcher installed. Use a scroll wheel or click and drag to scroll the view. As in the trading panel, hold down shift or control to buy 5 or 10 of an outfit at once, or both keys to buy 100. Okay, so shift times 5, control times 20, both times 100. Makes sense? So how much space do we have? Outfit space, 8. So is it 8 of 120 remaining? Or am I using, free, so 8 of 120? So could we buy more cargo space? I think is the main thing I would like. What's a hyper, we already have these. Okay. Cargo scanner? Scan the cargo holds of the ship you're currently targeting. So for pirates mostly probably. Pirate's license? Pilot's license. Cannot purchase a ship without it. Well, I already have one. Okay, local map. Data chip contains complete information on 12 star systems. You can get the same information by exploring. Okay. But what? It costs 1,000. Map 12, but there's no map space, right? It would just reveal. What does the 12 mean? So no cargo space. Fuel cells, battery packs, thrusters. Okay, so no cargo space. We could put a gun on us. Is that worth it? I don't know if it's worth it. We have one free gun port, which is required for this. Weapon capacity 10 of 10. Do I have 10 or do I have 10 free space? Engine capacity 13. We could buy another engine. Outfit needed. Engine speed. So we could buy a tiny one probably. Would increase our speed a little bit. Ooh, a little overwhelming. All this stuff. What does the fuel cell do? Cheapest, most common starship power. Model produces only enough power for very small ships. What does it do? Heat and energy generation? Does it increase our speed, or do we have to buy fuel? I don't know any of this. Let's buy a gun and just call it at that. Buy. Great, we have a gun now. We'll just call that it. We're on New Boston. It's a completely unremarkable world, except, of course, for the fact that you happen to have been born here. Most of the land is wet and marshy, and the coastal regions are prone to flooding. Some food crops are grown here, but most of the farmers instead plant flax and jute, which grow well in the wet soil and are used to make linen and burlap clothing. Textile mills are hot and poorly ventilated, but they offer higher and more reliable income than farming. Okay, so factory work and like an agrarian thing going on. Let's trade. This is the trading panel. Earn money by buying commodities at a low price in one system and selling them at a higher price elsewhere. To view your map of commodity prices in other systems, press M. To buy or sell, click on buy or sell. Or select a line with the up and down arrows. Okay. Buy 5 tons at once by shifting. Yeah, we already learned that. Press M. How? Where is... Oh, here. Okay. And if I click, we don't know. We haven't been anywhere yet. That's fine. Close the map. He said buy medical. Right? Which is low here. So we'll buy 20. That is my start menu. That is not the right button. Control. We'll buy 20 medical. Job board, bank, spaceport. So we leave now, right? Depart. Welcome to the sky. You travel to another system. Press M. Click on the system you want to travel to. Your hyperdrive can only travel along the links shown on your map. Press J to jump to that system. Your ship does not jump until you release the jump key. When you have escorts, you can hold the key down to get them ready to jump, then release it to have all of us jump simultaneously. Reach a new system. You can press L to land on any inhabited planet that is there. Don't worry about crashing into asteroids or other ships. Your ship will fly safely below or above them. And I can use my arrow keys, right? Oh my gosh. I don't understand why my crew... Okay, it disappeared. So this is interesting. I can manually fly my ship. I don't know if there's fuel or anything, so maybe we shouldn't be doing this. It's using 1% of my CPU, apparently. Okay, so M... It just sounds like people are honking in space, which is weird. Shows all the star systems you know and the links between them. Use the map to plot. Oh, yeah, we knew that. So we're going to Arcturus. Right? Is that where he wants to go? Missions. Taking on jobs is a safe way to earn money. Offered in Spaceport. Posted on job boards. Special missions are offered only once. If you turn one down, it will not be offered again. Payment for a job depends on how far you travel, what you're carrying. Some have a time limit. Combat reputation, new jobs. Okay. An old-timer captain offered to ride along with you to New Greenland in the Arcturus system and to give you some tips along the way. So it is the Arcturus system. So go away missions. Where are my ports? Okay, click. No, shipyards. What am I doing here? M, click. J, no. Click, exit, J. Okay. Oh, we're going very fast. I thought you would like auto slow me down. So L to land. Okay, we're on New Greenland. You land on New Greenland. James says, congrats on your first trip through hyperspace. I'm surprised you didn't throw up. Most folks do the first time. Including you ask? Yeah, and then spent half an hour in orbit cleaning up my cabin while hoping my passengers wouldn't come out of their bunk room and see the mess. Not my proudest moment. Anyway, here's your pay. He just gives me 10,000 credits, which is, I would have thought is a lot of money. He adds, if you're okay with giving me a lift a little while longer, sell off any of that cargo you bought and meet me in the spaceport. I'll see if I can rustle up any interesting work for you to do. New Greenland was first settled about 600 years ago at the peak of the Turf Wars era, where most planets were controlled by powerful corporations, which is exactly how colonization will likely go, is big, powerful private corporations, and their struggles often turned into outright warfare with privately owned fleets and armies. People who came to New Greenland were looking for a world so marginal and undesirable that they could live here in peace without being caught in a crossfire. Locals here grow food in greenhouses and specialize in making warm winter clothing, which is the planet's only export. So let's trade, sell all of our medical. Each one is a profit of 81 credits. That seems really low, considering we owe 400,000 whatever. So we're making what, 16,000? No, 1,600 for all of this. No, I can't do math. 16,000 maybe. I can't do math. Don't judge me, internet. It's hard to read and do math. So they export clothing, so why don't we buy 20 clothing for 202, which is low. And he said to go to the spaceport. You begin strolling through the spaceport, walking briskly in order to keep warm and wondering if it might be worth investing in a good winter coat. Well, I did just buy a bunch for visiting planets like this one. You eventually find James. He has an entire family in tow, a young couple, an elderly woman, 4 children who range in age from probably about 3 or 4 up to 12 or 13. Captain Unicorn, he says, wonderful to see you again. I was just talking to this family. They've been having trouble finding a single ship that can give them all passage, but I told them that your shuttlecraft has plenty of bunks, at least if the kids double up. No, I have bunks for everyone. Oh no, yeah, 6 is too many. Sorry, I only have 5 available bunks. They can pay you 40,000 credits to take them to New China, which is only a few jumps from Earth and is a planet well worth visiting in its own right. What do you say? You're absolutely sure that your shuttle was not designed to fit 9 people, including yourself? How is it 9? Oh, 4 children. I thought it said 2 children. But if they're willing to squeeze into the available 5 bunks, you've really got no reason to discourage them. Sure, welcome aboard. James helps the older woman to the steps and into the ship, while the younger family members carry the luggage. You're going to have quite a full ship for the next few days. That is fine. Hyperspace links don't just allow faster than light travel, they also allow near instantaneous communication if you have the right sort of relay on both ends. And here's a photo. So, great time to again point out that this is an open source game, and if they're anything like me, they probably just grabbed some free, I don't know what the thumbnail for this video will be, but it's probably just some random space picture with a 1 on it to show that it's episode 1. So they probably just grabbed random assets of free-to-use photos online and did the same thing here for these backgrounds as well. I did see this text changed. I didn't see what it was prior to clicking. So we're going to depart. Okay, slow down. I wish you wouldn't shoot me out so fast, because I never have my hands on the keyboard when I'm playing a mouse-based game. When I'm reading, I'm always going with the text with my mouse. It's just easier. So we go to map. We're going to Merak, apparently. We have not routed there before, so let's jump here instead. So we'll J key to jump, L key to land. Oh my god. Oh, let's jump out of here. There's some people shooting. I am noticing there's no music in this game. I might edit music in. Can we land anywhere? There are no planets in this system. Okay, so we'll just keep jumping. We kind of want to put distance between us and whoever's shooting each other. No, why did you jump back? Oh, there's no line going up there, so we went the wrong way. Okay, so jump this way maybe? L? I feel like we need fuel. I don't know how fuel works. Is it this? I bet it's this. This looks radioactive. They probably use that as fuel. New Wales. Wales is like my favorite place on Earth, by the way. I really wish I could live in Wales. I had a Welsh let's just say, lady friend when I was a teenager, and that really influenced on what I liked. I love the accent, and she would speak Welsh, and it was just so lovely to hear her speak Welsh. But anyway, New Wales is home to a few mining outposts, rare earth metals, dangerous work. The mines are deep underground. They're prone to noxious gases and cave-ins. The refineries work with molten radioactive material, caustic chemicals, dim light, cloudiness, not good world for farming, and the population remains quite small. So I'm guessing they pay quite a lot for food. Food medium. Not very much profit here. I think we'll hold off. Actually, industrial is 637. That seems, it says low. These are all low, but they seem like they would be very, like, this is a lot. Let's dump, sell all for mild profit. Buy a high cost item that is also listed as low, because if we can find even a single place that will pay more for this, the margin will be even better, I think, on expensive items. So we'll buy those. Can we do anything else? What's the job board do? Well, we have a full cargo thing, and we have a full bunks, so I don't think we can do that. So let's just depart, and we're heading for Merak. Okay, done. J. Okay, can we land anywhere here? I guess we can. Yeah, I don't think there's music or anything, so I may put music in the episode, or I might not. It just depends on my mood, because I really hate adding music manually, because then I have to put a credits and put it in the description of the video and stuff. That's a little annoying to have to do that. New Sahara is mostly desert and savanna. Very little precipitation. Built a factory complex. So few cloudy days, and the wind and sunshine are so reliable. Factory is mostly autonomous, with only a few thousand people living here to perform maintenance or grow crops. Trading. Not very much at all. 32 profit for 20 is just not a high profit. Very low is better than low, so maybe we'll buy some of that instead. Okay, sure. Let's try jumping again. Okay, so we can make it here this time. I wish I could just press J from this menu, but apparently I can't. L to land. Whoosh. Along the journey, you learn that the family you are transporting are named the Hendersons, and that they are moving to New China, mostly because they hope the urban setting will be better for their children than New Greenland, where there were hardly any children at all, and their village had only been a few thousand people in it. The grandmother, Olivia, has also been chattering nonstop about how excited she is about being on a world where she can actually go sunbathing. I've gotten much too old for snowshoeing. Lady, you're also much too old for sunbathing. Keep that top on. You say goodbye to them and wish them well, and as agreed, they pay you 40,000 credits. I'm just kidding. Older ladies, you let those girls out if you want to. You're already well on your way towards paying down your mortgage. James leaves the ship. He says, again, if you're okay with continuing to give me a ride, just meet me in the spaceport. Yeah, it sounds fine. In the early days of hyperspace travel, most settlers chose to put down roots within a few jumps of Earth, because until more fuel depots were built. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse. I recorded a very long episode of Isaac right before this. Colonies further out would seldom be visited by cargo ships. As a result, a lot of that effort was put into terraforming and developing worlds that would have been passed over by most colonists today. New China is one such world, is now overpopulated and poor enough that maintaining the terraforming equipment and climate requires almost a third of the planetary government's tax income. I don't know if we can unload here. -2, but it was very low. In fact, everything is very low here. Probably just because it's a hyper-developed world, they're going to have a lot of things that are very low, and yeah, they're going to look for food. I really would have thought luxury goods would also be very high, but okay. So this might have been a misstep buying this, but okay. Let's reconnect with James. Doesn't take you long to find James in the New China spaceport. He's already got a small group of people with him, a middle-aged couple and a teenage boy. Oh my goodness, my throat today. I really wanted to record a bunch of episodes today, and I'm feeling like maybe I can't do that. Hello, Unicorn, says James. Interested in carrying some tourists to Earth? I guess. Great, he says. This is Chuck and Sarah and their son Carl. Let's help them carry their luggage to your ship. As you begin walking back slightly ahead of them, James whispers to you, Tourists are always a good way to make money. They're on vacation, so they don't mind paying a little extra. There's no point in your cargo space going to waste, so take a look at the job board and see if there are any delivery missions we can run at the same time. Yeah, but I already bought things, and I would have to sell them at a loss. With the right marinade, rat meat can be delicious. Oh, it's a bad time to mention that because I believe the coronavirus was from eating rodents, is what they said. Of course, also, you know, there's hantavirus is the one that's commonly found in mice and things. They don't let us sell the ones that were already dead when we collected them. Well, that sounds gross. This is different text. The new port here was built several centuries ago. A practical spaceport built by the original settlers had deteriorated to the point where it was no longer usable. Port is much simpler by comparison, just a ring of landing pads, blah, 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 warehouse spaces, always locals hanging around, some of them mere children trying to find a cheap ride off planet. Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable taking minors off the planet, so we're not going to sell out for children. Can we buy cargo space here? Lots of weapons. Power. I'm looking for storage. Can we just not add more cargo spaces to our ship? Photovoltaic. What? Allows make better use of available light. I just want, like, literally cargo would be a big metal box or sphere that you would just load onto my ship. It seems like it should be something that's available everywhere. Fuel cells. I don't feel like I need any of these things. I don't feel like I need this. I want more cargo. Okay, job board, he said. Delivery to Delve. Well, where are we going? We're going to Seoul. I think this blue arrow means that this is where we're going. And the orange arrow is where the other job board things are. So blue is the one where we're going. It doesn't look like there's anything in Seoul, which is like the system that name is generally given to Earth in space games and things, rather than, because we don't say sun, we say Seoul. So nothing really nearby that I actually want to take advantage of. We could go to Algol and presume that they can jump here, but we don't know that for sure. So I would hate to do that and then find out we can't go that way. 7 tons of plastic welding rod to Quicksilver in the angle system. So we would have to sell 7. Let's do it. What's the worst that happens? Sell 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do sell at a loss. So basically we lost 16 credits, I think. And that's not very much. Seems like the money is in jobs and passengers. Quicksilver. Sure. Oh, we only needed 7. I sold 8. Okay. So let's buy one more thing. What's very low here? Very low on plastic. We'll buy A plastic. We'll buy A equipment. How about that? Or luxury goods. Luxury goods sound like they should be in high demand. I don't know how trade works in this game. You know what? We're at about the 30-minute mark. Why don't we call the episode here? In the next episode, we'll drop this family off on Earth. I guess the captain will keep rolling with us. But at this point, you've seen more or less what the game is. To my understanding, there is a story in the game. There is a actual plot and things. I've heard some really negative stuff about this game, and I've heard some really positive stuff about this game. I enjoy traveling from place to place, buying and selling commodities. I know that that's boring to a lot of people. I really like that. I like the idea of transporting people. I like, for role play reasons, that's probably what I would do if it was the future and I had nothing else to do. That would be ideal for me. Fighting space pirates, not so much. So we probably won't be doing a lot of that. But yeah, I like what they've got going on here. And really anything that's open source, I like to throw my weight behind. I really enjoy open source games. Cataclysm, of course, is open source, and it's a very big part of my channel. And I really respect people who put things together and say, you know what, we're going to make this available for anyone who wants it. So big props for that. We'll be back with more of this, at least for a while, assuming that this recorded properly. I will be back with more of Endless Sky in the near future. For now, that's going to do it. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in the next episode.